Hi guys! Today we're going to look at how to add some variation to our game by spawning different enemy types. We'll add a new zombie that's bigger and stronger but moves more slowly. We'll be adding this to the 2D top-down shooter series that we've been building. You can download this project and all the others in the series by supporting us on Patreon. All the links you need can be found in the description. OK, we want the new zombie to have all the same behaviour as the existing zombie. We just want it to have different values for things like speed. We can do this by creating a prefab variant. We'll go to the prefabs folder in the project panel. Then we'll right-click on the enemy prefab and select Create Prefab Variant. We'll name this Strong Enemy. This prefab will inherit everything from the enemy prefab. We can then override some of the values to make it different. Let's double-click the prefab to open the prefab editor. We'll start by making this zombie type bigger. We'll increase the scale to 1.5 on all axes. We want this zombie to be stronger and slower than the others. We'll reduce its speed to 0.8. And the rotation speed to 50. We'll also make this zombie type slightly less aware of the player by setting the player awareness distance to 4. To make the zombie stronger, we'll go to the enemy attack component and increase the damage it inflicts to 20. We'll also make it take more hits to kill. We'll go to the health controller component and increase its current and maximum health to 30. Finally, we'll reward the player for killing this zombie type. We'll go to the enemy score allocator component and increase the score for killing this enemy to 20. We'll also make it more likely to drop a collectible by increasing the chance of a drop to 0.5. That's all the changes we'll make. The next thing to do is spawn this new zombie. To do this, we'll create a variant of our enemy spawner prefab. We'll right-click it in the project panel and select Create Prefab Variant. We'll name this Strong Enemy Spawner. Then we'll change some of its values. We'll drag the new Strong Enemy into the enemy prefab slot. This will instruct the spawner to spawn our new zombie type. We'll also make this spawn less often. We'll increase the minimum spawn time to 4 and the maximum to 10. Now we just need to add an instance of this spawner to the scene. We'll click back on the hierarchy to exit the prefab editor. Then we'll drag the Strong Enemy spawner into the scene, somewhere off camera. OK, let's press play to try this out. Now we have some larger zombies to kill. As we have to shoot them 3 times before they die, it would be nice to give some feedback to the player that they're doing some damage with each shot. We can do this by reusing the sprite flash component we developed for the player. Let's stop the game and select the enemy prefab in the project panel. We'll click the Add Component button and add the sprite flash component. By adding this to the enemy prefab, it will also be added to all of its variants. If we select the Strong Enemy prefab, we can see that it's been added. The next thing we need to do is create a script to trigger the flash when the enemy is damaged. We'll navigate to the Enemy Scripts folder. Then we'll click the plus button and add a new script. We'll call this Enemy Damaged Flash. Then we'll double-click to open this in the editor. We'll start by removing the default methods. Then we'll add some fields to define the appearance of the flash. We'll add a private float field for the duration. We'll make this serializable so it can be set from the inspector. We'll add another field for the colour of the flash. Then we'll add an int field for the number of flashes. To trigger the sprite flash, we'll need a reference to the sprite flash component, so we'll add a private field for this. Then we'll add the awake method. In here we'll find the sprite flash component and assign it to the field. If we go to the sprite flash script, we can see that it only has a method that can be run as a coroutine. We'll add a new public method to help us trigger this. We'll call this start flash. We'll add parameters for the duration, colour and number of flashes. Then inside the method we'll start the coroutine. Now we have a method we can call to easily start the flashing. We'll go back to the enemy damaged flash script and we'll add a public method called start flash. We'll call this method when the damaged event is triggered on the enemy. In here we'll call the new start flash method on the sprite flash component. We'll pass in all the fields as parameters. So now we have a method that we can call to trigger the desired sprite flash. Let's save all the scripts and switch back to Unity. We'll navigate to the enemy prefab. Then we'll click on the Add Component button and add the enemy damaged flash component. We'll set the flash duration to 0.2 seconds. And we'll set the number of flashes to 1. For the colour we'll choose pure red. We'll set the alpha value to the maximum so we don't have any transparency. The final thing we need to do is wire this up to the damaged event. We'll find this in the health controller and add a new handler. We'll drag the enemy prefab into the object slot. Then we'll choose Enemy Damaged Flash, Start Flash from the drop-down. So now when the enemy is damaged, it will call this method, causing the sprite to flash. Let's press play to try it out. Now we can see when the enemy is taking damage. In the next video in this series, we'll improve this by using scriptable objects to manage the attributes of our enemies and spawners. If you want to be alerted when this one's out, then subscribe and click the bell icon. If you have any questions or feedback on this video, let us know in the comments. A big thank you to all our patrons, we really appreciate you helping to support the channel. If you'd like to help and also get access to the source code, you can find details in the description. Thanks guys!